Now I have the privilege to turn the floor over to Stephen Stinchcomb. Stephen is a highway operations technician and field operations supervisor with the Maryland Transportation Authority, the entity that manages toll roads in the state of Maryland. He has worked as a SSP professional for over 10 years and has the unique experience of being struck while assisting motorists uh, four in need four times. Stephen, please share with us your story and what you see turning the tide of responders struck by crashes. Over to you, Stephen. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Kevin, for the introduction. Again, my name is Stephen Stinchcomb. I'm a supervisor for Maryland Transportation Authority in the Baltimore region. Um, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to go into one of the crashes that I believe is the most common that happens with emergency response technicians, or also known as SSPs. And again, excuse me, yeah, I was hit four times, drove by one car, but again, I'm just going to go into one of those incidences that, again, I believe is most common. Maryland 295 southbound to 195 eastbound going towards BWI. That day it was raining a little bit. We got a call for a single vehicle accident that slowed off the roadway. Not very uncommon to happen with the weather conditions, and in that particular spot is kind of dangerous. So we always send two units. Maryland State Police is there. We set up, the VMS signs, the advance warning. Once we get there in security area, my job is to make sure that everybody's all right, and then get the vehicle over to the shoulder. Pretty much standard procedure. Once we got everybody over to the shoulder and EMS and fire did their thing with transporting the person, we were sitting there waiting for the tows. And typically when it's inclement weather like raining or snow or something like that, I will usually sit behind the trooper just to give it some more advanced warning. Well, unfortunately, somebody just going a little bit too fast down the ramp slid right into the back of my truck with the trooper standing right at the passenger window of my patrol vehicle. And he was okay. I was a little sore for a few days, but again, it's just something that makes the job so dangerous that even when you do everything completely right, it doesn't matter how many lights you have, how many devices that you have, how many people you have on scene, all the lights in the world. It doesn't matter if somebody's not doing what they're doing or supposed to be doing by pay attention to the road, following the move over law, if they're reckless driving, if they're impaired, just not paying attention, the radio, whatever. Again, that's what makes our job so dangerous and my employees' job so dangerous is that, again, when we're doing everything right, it only takes one person not paying attention to, cause an accident and, potentially cause fatality or, serious injury. Um, and it doesn't just stop after the accident. Anytime that I hear, it doesn't matter if it's in the state of Maryland or a different part of the country, it puts everybody on edge. It affects us. It affects our coworkers. It affects our families. We got to deal with that every time we go to a call for like the next 2 weeks. Our hairs on the back of our necks are standing up because we're worried. Hey, is it going to happen again? What can I do better? Um, do I need more units out here? It's it really does take a toll on people. Especially some of the things we see and deal with out here. Um, and again, I'm sorry I don't have a lot of time, but what I would like to see, and Jim pointed to this earlier, is that I would really like to see a lot more education being pushed about the move over law. And a lot of you know that Maryland was one of the last states to adopt that, and then it kept progressing to where it was only for police and fire. Then it went to tow trucks, and then it was to everybody that's on the shoulder with flashing lights, which I think is amazing. But from my experience, after every single time that I was hit, three of those times were on the shoulder, one of the times were in the roadway. Usually, the first thing out of somebody's mouth is, "I didn't know about the law." And again, in Maryland, it's been in effect for, I believe, about 12 years now. So again, I think education is the biggest push that I would really like to see in education about move over law. And um, also it's very vague as far as like slow down and move over, as far as like the actual law, the way it's said that um it should be to a reasonable prudent speed if you're not able to get over. Some states, I believe, they say below 20 the posted limit. Um, but again, even if the speed limit is sometimes 70, 75 miles an hour, that's still pretty fast. So again, those are some things I would like to see pushed. Um, and again, I'll just go back to the point where it doesn't matter if the SSP is doing everything 100% right. the most dangerous part of our job is that we're trusting the public to do the right thing to protect us. So that's the biggest message that I have to say about that. Um, I don't. Hopefully, I touched on everything, but if not, I'll give it back to Kevin. I appreciate everybody's time.